We are here at the school. We have just had the Springback Academy panel where the Springbackers talk back. I'm here with Una Duckworth, who is the director of Springback Academy. And I'm here with two Springbackers from this year's cohort. Could you introduce yourselves and tell us where you've come from?
I'm Ariadne Miko. I come from Greece, but I currently live in Italy. I'm based between Palermo in Sicily and Venice.
And I'm Sadira. I'm also a writer and very happy to be here. I came from Paris.
Okay, lovely to have you both here. Una, could you tell us just a little bit about the setup for Springback Academy this year? So who is mentoring and the many writers you've been working with?
Well, as usual, we've got 10 Springback writers. Not one single one of them lives in the country that they were born in, so that's actually the first time that we've got such a hodgepodge of nationalities and people in residence in different countries, which is really, really nice. We're one mentor down because of COVID. Laura Capelli couldn't come because she got COVID, but we have Sanjoy Roy and Donald Hutera and Kelly Apter. This means, because we're one mentor down, that everybody's been obliged, she says, to write more reviews than usual, but actually it's been a good thing because they're such fast writers. It's so interesting to hear what they have to say about the performances, and I think each performance has at least 4 reviews already up online. So it's been a very buzzy Springback Academy so far, and really lovely energy, I must say. I think it's been also the weather that's been great, and the theatres that have been very beautiful, and the energy's just been very positive. Always is, but this year's exceptionally so, I think.
Yes, definitely. I feel that too. So 4 reviews per performance for some of them, that's amazing. Could you maybe speak a little bit about your experience of Springback Academy this weekend?
Yeah, it's been very intense for sure because there's so much stimulation from all of the shows that we're seeing, because even though we're not reviewing everything, we are watching everything. So all of the images really just live in our minds all of the time. I've now learned to take relatively legible notes in the dark, though there have been some surprises of overlapping things that I just have to decipher afterwards at 1 a.m. in my room and be like, okay, what did I mean there? I don't know what this word is. But it's also been really great because we've had really great mentoring from everyone. It's really changed how I approach the writing. The reviews I'm writing now, clearly I wouldn't have written the same way if it hadn't been for the tips given by Sanjoy or Kelly, who's my mentor. So I'm really grateful and super happy to be here.
And have you had much sleep?
I have managed to get just about 5 hours each night, which I've been told was acceptable. So, you know.
It's
yeah.
functional. You can sort of get up the next morning. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, super. And for you, has there been any, in watching these many performances, any common threads that are maybe emerging or common themes?
I mean, to find one common thread is quite impossible. So I could just very briefly name a few. As writers, probably, and writers, the first thing that we come across, the first point of commonality the first common point, about the performances was the text and how the text is being used either to complement a performance or either to compete with a performance. And what also has been the performativity of the text in terms of can it be performed? Is it being written? Is it being listened? What is also the emotion in which it is uttered? So one big theme across some of the performances was that. Another point also could be, we were also discussing that with Una, how being here, the diversity of the spaces and of the sites where the performances were presented, how they offered a new input and a new layer of reading to pieces that probably were seen or judged through in a conventional theater. And here we were also had the natural side, we were close to the sea, we were under the sun, which is also, not only as a reader but also as audience members, we were somehow challenged, but also and joining all these environmental elements that influence the readings of our work. And I think I can say much more.
No, but that's great. And as you say, how those sort of different environments, influence your perception of the piece. Absolutely, I think that's really pertinent. Very briefly, because I can see the next show is going in. Is there one thing each of you are going to take away from this weekend? Maybe you'd like to go first.
It's hard to pick one thing, but I have been very, maybe a little surprised, but not so much, but really happy to find this group of people. I just think from the very beginning, everyone was very welcoming, and there's been a lot of support throughout this entire experience. It's kind of feel like we're, in battle together in a very nice one, but you know what I mean. So that's something I'm taking away, that just how quickly we can find a group of like-minded people and just, trudge on together. It's nice.
I love that friendly battle. Yeah. And Ariadne.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to be descriptive.
Don't be afraid to be descriptive.
Yeah.
Excellent. I will leave it there. Yes, but
Yes.
that's perfect. And Una, for you.
As always, I think cherishing the moment where we're really concentrating on talking about what we're seeing, and we all know that the world is in a bit of a state at the moment, but I haven't opened a newspaper since being here, and it's been incredibly refreshing to have this energy. And it's not like contemporary dance isn't connected to the real world, but it has a particular filter that can make us or help us understand it. And certainly I'm just so lucky because all these Springbackers explain to me what I should be thinking, and that's a real luxury.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yes. Well, we can read all of your reviews are up online now and will be put up throughout the rest of the weekend. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.